What's up, guys? Welcome to Daily Dose of Reddit. This is your host, Zach, and today's subreddit is r/AmITheButthole. Alright, this story's called, Would I Be the Butthole for Not Allowing My Sister to Stay With Me? My sister is 18, and I'm 22, male. This goes back to when I was 18. My parents told me on my 17th birthday that at 18, they were kicking me out. I thought they were joking and didn't take it seriously. I had nothing lined up when I was 18, I had no job, and I had no plans for school. Sure enough, when I was 18, my stuff was packed and I was kicked. I was moving from friend to friend, and at one point, I slept on the street. When I was 21, I finally got my life together, and now I live in a kinda crappy apartment, but at least I have a home. My sister was 14 when I left, and thought this was the funniest thing to ever happen. She thought it was so funny watching me trying to figure out what to do. She thought it was so funny hearing about me living on the street. It was all one big joke to her. When she was 17, I contacted her and told her to get a job or do something so you wouldn't have to end up like me. She didn't take it seriously. Now she's 18 and is in the process of packing her stuff. She asked if she could stay with me, and I'm considering telling her no for not taking my advice and thinking all of this was funny. Would I be the butthole for telling her no? In all honesty, yeah. Is she a jerk? Yeah. Does she probably deserve it for some karmic poetic justice? Yeah. But also, you're a big brother, man. What kind of big brother would you be if you let your little sister out into the streets when you know you could do something about it? Yeah, she could use this as a learning experience, but I think she's already probably learned. Like, you should know this, man. Being forced out into the streets with nowhere to go, it's scary. It's terrifying. And 18 years old, you're a kid. I don't care. I'm 21. Yeah, 21. I'm a kid. I don't know anything. Left, right, up, down, squares, triangles. They're the same thing to me. Just a bunch of shapes in various different soups. I don't know what type of shape right is or left, but again, just shows you how much I know as a 22-year-old. Anyway, buddy, yes, you would be the butthole. Don't let your sister be homeless. Be the bigger person and the bigger brother. Alright, this story's called Update. Would I be the butthole for not allowing my sister to stay with me? Okay, so here's the update because some people have been asking. My sister finished packing her stuff like a day after my post. She asked if she could stay with me because she doesn't have a place to go. After reading what you guys said, I told her no. Oh no. From what I've read, the majority said I wouldn't be an ass, but if I didn't let her stay. She started apologizing and begging for me to let her stay. I repeated no, and that should have been the end. I tried to forget about it, but I just keep thinking about it throughout the day. At about 7 p.m., I tried to just go to sleep and forget about it. I couldn't. What you guys said about her being assaulted and with her crying, I couldn't let her stay on the streets. So to make a long story short, I found her. It was depressing watching her just walk down the street knowing she wasn't going anywhere. I told her she could stay with me for a while. I feel like I made the right decision and hopefully things will get better. So that pretty much is the summary of everything. She's working on getting a job. Hopefully we can live somewhere better if she gets one. Attaboy! See, I told you. Oh my god, your parents are jerks, by the way. I'm just saying, they're not good people. I don't care. You could give a million reasons that you could tell them that they're the most loving and caring people in the world, but like, as soon as you turned 18, they kicked you out. Screw that, man. Screw that. Your parents are jerks, and I'm so glad you decided to be a good person and help your sister out. Alright, this story's called, Am I the butthole for not moving to help my brother and sister-in-law with neurodivergent nephew? I am the lone childless adult in my generation of a large family, and I live within easy driving distance of 5 siblings with spouses and kids. The youngest 6, all boys, are doing remote school from my house. They are 4, 5B, 5R, 6, 7B, and 7E. They are bright and curious, and I've been having a great time. Here is the Am I the Butthole part. The parents of 5R asked me to move in with them. 5R is neurodivergent. I had no idea about any of this before Saturday night and really struggled with preschool. They were referred to a major academic medical center and given a sucky prognosis. He's got an IEP and an OT and all kinds of everything, but since world events, he has hasn't had any prescribed therapies or enrichment. Since school started back up at my house, he has normalized. He's reading and writing and mathing and will not stay in the house while anyone practices a stringed instrument, which turns out to be a great time for feeding the chickens. They took him for a re-evaluation last week and were told that whatever they had done was important and needed to continue. 5R told the evaluator he wanted to come live with me because it is quiet, there are many books on the floor, and there's a gecko. It is robotic, sort of. We, boys and I, have a deal about the gecko and its environment based on how school things go. I don't want to move. I am disabled physically. My house is adapted, and I value the independence I have. My brother and sister-in-law's house is not adapted, nor is it easily adaptable. Multi-story, lots of single step up and down room thresholds. I get along well with this sister-in-law, but 3 of my other sister-in-laws, 2 stepmothers, and all 4 of my sisters do not. So the current MO of visitors wouldn't work. I told them I didn't want to move for reasons above, and that I thought we needed to give 5R a little while, and we can revisit anytime. They said that was a good working plan, and I believe my sister-in-law when she says that's good with her. She is super direct and very clear about her wants and expectations. Who is not chill? My sister-in-law's family and friends, who are all over yelling at and about me and my outrageous selfishness, depriving a fragile child of love and support. Also, bizarrely, my mom, who adores 5R and is just frantic that he have all the intervention and every other opportunity ever right now. I don't care about my sister-in-law's family, but my mom chiming in gives me pause. It's plausible to me that not having had young children or struggled with getting a neurodivergent child to a healthy adulthood, my perspective is inadequate and I am making a selfish and destructive choice. So, am I the butthole for not making plans to move, which would require construction and turmoil and create lots of adult relationship tension? And instead of seeing how things go, no, you're already doing a thing by letting them go over to your place for the remote schooling. Like, what? Like, they're hella overstepping here. Like, what? I don't understand how OP has to uproot their life and completely leave their accommodations. It's one thing if they were completely, like, you know, not disabled and they could just go about normally. Like, that's a one thing, and even then that's ridiculous. But the fact that they are disabled and they have accommodations at their house, I don't understand. Like, how is this any less black and white? Alright, this story's called Update! Am I the butthole for not moving to help brother and sister-in-law with neurodivergent shot nephew? This is not exactly exciting, but it has been meaningful for us. I called my mom and told her she was not welcome to visit or call while the boys are having school here, because she's making a lot of drama and prioritizing what will make her feel better about 5R over what he has asked for and what his parents, who really love their kids and do a damn good job, and their trusted professionals are advising. I set this limit because of feedback I got in comments and a couple of DMs, and for the first time in recorded history, my mom apologized to my brother and sister-in-law, specifically for being disrespectful and thoughtless of their parenting choices and shooting her mouth off in a way that made a difficult situation harder. My brother, sister-in-law, 5R, and I had a conference call with the team that did his evaluation to talk about what we should be focusing on and how best to work on his schoolwork. And they said to take cues from him and not to get into a pattern of him getting overstimulated, because then he'll be less able to self-regulate in other ways. And it was like watching comprehension fireworks go off for my brother and sister-in-law, so that was very great. This call was made because of a specific comment, and it has been a big deal for 5R and his family. Huge. I do not think life-changing is an understatement. My sister-in-law has gone no contact with her family because she considers all the social media stuff they did to be really overstepping, petty, and mean, and doesn't want her kids to think that it's okay in the family to try to bully by humiliation. We had a big meeting with 5R, all the other cousins, and all the parents. The result is 5R is now staying at my house Sunday, Monday, and Thursday nights. He has his own room, he refers to this as one bed for each cheek, which is almost certainly stolen from an older brother or cousin. And starting in 2021, every fourth weekend, all the cousins are sleeping over Friday and Saturday nights. It will be absolute havoc. So thanks again, people of Am I the Butthole? Your thoughtfulness has been really valuable to us. OP, first of all, you're super generous. Like I get you probably don't see it like this, and it's a really cool thing that you don't, but like, that's a lot of responsibility, and none of these people are your kids, and you're taking care of them and all that crap, and that's great. You probably don't see it like that, and that's good. You're a positive, nice individual. This story's called, Am I the Butthole for Getting Mad About My Boyfriend's Guy Night? Obligatory on mobile. So me and my boyfriend, Charlie, let's say Charlie, have the same friend group. There's 5 guys and 3 girls, including myself, who are all dating guys in this group. For context, I was introduced to the group 4 years ago, and I started dating Charlie over a year ago. He joined a year before we dated. Anyway, on to the story. So the boys in my friend group have started a thing called Guys Night, where they go out and do everything we all do together, but without us girls. Here's the thing. All of my friends are the boys. I don't know the girls in the group too well, and while I have friends outside the group, I'm nowhere near as close with them as I am with this group. They say they need to spend some quality time with their friends, and that if I went, they'd have to invite their girlfriends. And it's not every so often. It's every 2 weeks on a Saturday, which is the one day I can go out. So basically, while my boyfriend goes out with all my friends, I have to be stuck at home by myself. And what's worse is when we all do hang out, they constantly bring up stuff that happened on Guys Night, saying, "You had to be there." This has been going on months. Last night, my boyfriend came over to my place from Guys Night really happy and was texting his friends when I asked him why I couldn't go. He made a vague gesture at my chest and crotch, saying I wasn't a guy. I then asked him why he couldn't skip it to spend the night with me, and he rolled his eyes. I lost it. I started crying and screaming at him, calling him a butthole for allowing me to be completely isolated when I've told him how crappy it is. He ended up leaving and calling me a mean word. He's staying with one of our friends who's saying I was being the butthole for yelling at him that way. The girls all agree with me though, and I don't know if I should apologize. I feel like everyone is confusing what I'm saying. I'm not mad he has his own hobbies. That's amazing. I'm just upset that I'm being excluded because of my gender from my friends who I introduced him to. I've been told explicitly this by him and his friends. Also, we don't live together and I only see him a few times a week. Edit 2. I should also add my boyfriend sees all his friends during the week, but they schedule Guys Night on the one night I can go out. As I said in a comment, I see him 2 to 3 times a week, and he sees them at least 4 times. 5 on Guys Night. I see my friends once a fortnight. Yowza. Okay, no, you're not the butthole, but yes, you definitely should apologize for blowing up on him. I'm not saying you're in the wrong or anything, but it never hurts to apologize if they feel they've been offended or whatever, because, you know, it just acknowledges that, hey, in any conflict, there could be 2 people feeling it. So just to be the bigger person and to get it over with, yeah, I think you should apologize. But, you're definitely in the right to be upset. Like, holy cow, that's not ideal. Like, it's one thing to hang out with people and just wanting to have friends outside of with your girlfriend or whoever you're in a relationship with. That's one thing. But the way they're going about this and the fact that they all meet up multiple times a week, it just, I don't know, it just seems kind of crappy. You're not taking into account your girlfriend's feelings, which you kind of have to do especially when it's getting like this. Like, if it's absolutely necessary to have Guys Night, why not just do it once a month so that, you know, everyone has a chance to hang out and it's not stupid. But then again, the whole premise of this Guys Night thing just specifically based on the fact that they're girls and not, you know, oh, I don't want to hang out with my friends and my girlfriend all the time. Like, if that is the one reason you can think of to not bring the girls along is just because literally they're girls, then you do better. Also, he definitely should not have called you the B word. That's not okay. Like, I've gotten in fights with, you know, others that are significant and you just don't go that far. It's not that hard. And here is update. Am I the butthole for getting upset about my boyfriend's guys' nights? So about 2 weeks ago, I posted here asking if I was the butthole for getting mad at my boyfriend for his guy nights. The post didn't get a lot of attention, but the attention it did get was controversial, and there was a lot of differing opinions, so I figured I'd do an update as a lot has happened. So after I posted, I ended up contacting the girlfriends in the group to see what was up, and we started noticing some fishy stuff. Their boyfriends and the guys in the group would say the same exact things to them as they did to me. Stuff like, we'd invite you, but then the other girls will want to come. We also figured out that there were other nights that all the guys were free, but they wanted to do Saturdays for some reason. One of the girls, Heather, was suspicious for this and many other reasons, so she checked her boyfriend's phone. I don't condone what she did at all, by the way, but in this circumstance, I excuse it. While looking, she found a group chat called Boys Night, which she had never heard of. She was super suspicious at this point and clicked it to be greeted by a bunch of very interesting messages from the boys in our group. Well, guess what? Turns out, Guys Night was really go to a pub and cheat on your girlfriend night. The message was in reference to one of the girls my boyfriend was sleeping with last week. In fact, all the other guys except one were cheating while the other knew but kept quiet. Another lovely discovery from the chat was that he hasn't been using protection with other women or with me, birth control, meaning that not only has he been cheating, he has also been putting me at high risk of an STD, while also risking mine and my elderly grandfather's life because of Brovid. Needless to say, we've broken up and I feel better for it, but right now I'm friendless, single, and waiting on STD results, which doesn't feel fantastic. So yeah, definitely not the update I was hoping to do, but life clearly doesn't turn out the way you planned. Edit. Wow, I really was not expecting this response. Thank you for all the kind words. I'm at work at the moment and will try to respond as much as possible, but from the bottom of my heart, thank you all. And also thank you for the award. I'm very overwhelmed by all the kindness. Edit 2. Thank you again for all the kindness. I just thought I'd add a few things. 1, Brovid isn't bad where I am, Australia, but when we hang out, we social distance with masks. You can't social distance during sex, which is where my fear of Brovid comes from. 2, one of the girls dumped her boyfriend, who wasn't cheating but knew, and the other took him back. He was cheating. And finally, 3, I'm STD free. I got a call an hour ago and am so completely relieved. Now I can start to move on. Yikes. I knew it! Something was weird. I just didn't say anything, but I knew it. But now you've identified a couple of other red flags for the future. But dang, that's crappy. That's gross. Like, it's one thing to cheat, but the dude that didn't cheat, but knew and didn't say anything, I don't know. Yikes. Just this whole situation. Yikes. Alright, this story's called, Am I the Butthole for Ruining Christmas by Refusing to Humor My Brother's Controlling Attitude? My brother used to be very much someone who believed in raging against the machine or whatever. He joined the military, and when he came back, he was extremely straight-laced. Like, he is a totally different person now, obsessed with tradition. Well, yesterday he started questioning me about my child-free, marriage-free status. I've been urged by my family to just lie and coddle him, but this time I got kinda angry. I mean, he is a full-grown adult and it's my life. Why should I have to tiptoe around him? All I told him is that I wasn't planning on getting married or having kids ever. He threw a fit and it turned into a massive fight, after which he stormed out of the house and blocked me on everything. I guess I could kinda understand if I was nasty or mean, but I wasn't. I just told him I didn't want kids or to get married. Now everyone is saying I've ruined Christmas and that it would have cost me nothing to play along and just humor him. To me, it seems insane that the family is carefully lying to my brother about such stupid crap to avoid setting him off. I don't think being in the military is an excuse to act like that. I mean, he was only ever in America and a city in Germany. I don't know. Am I the butthole? No, you're not. I mean, as long as you weren't intentionally trying to antagonize antagonize him, then yeah. But it's like a conversation with my dad. I can't really help what sets him off. I can just be really charming and funny about it. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit that bell to never miss an episode.